Hi, this is Mindy from Stay at Home Stitchings, and today I'm going to show you how to do a lifeline. This is a little trick that you won't need to use very often, but when you do need to use it, it is very handy to have. So I'm creating this shawl right now that is almost to over 400 stitches wide, and so I want to do another pattern repeat that's 8 rows long, and I'm not sure if I have enough yarn. And so instead of getting to row 7 and running out, I'm going to insert this lifeline. And if I do run out of yarn, I'll be actually able to just tear out the work instead of tinking it, which is, as we know, knitting backwards to the spot, and which will take forever. This way, when the lifeline is in there, you can just rip it. As you can see, I have one in there. This is the front side of my work already. This was before the other pattern repeat, and so this is what it would look like all the way across should you add one. So how you do that is you have to finish your purl row, or you will have just finished a purl row and you need to work this from the wrong side. So I worked this way, finished the purl row, and I'm staying on the purl row. You take your scrap yarn, which needs to be kind of like a finger weight, a little bit glossy yarn just so it slides a little bit easier, and you're going to thread it on a tapestry needle. And then you're just going to come in and you're going to insert the spare yarn as if to purl. You're going to come in and you're going to just thread this through as if to purl on the sewing needle all the way across. Now granted, this is a very tedious process, but it's going to be a whole lot easier to thread this through once across this yarn, across this project, versus getting to row 7, running out of yarn, and having to knit all 7 rows backwards. This is kind of like almost making it a little bit like the luxury of how crochet has it when they can just rip it out when they don't like how it's turning out. So once you get a little bit further into this, kind of on your cable, you can kind of do this a few at a time and it'll make it go a little bit faster. But you have to do this from the purl side, and you just come in as if to purl. Oh, there's my puppy, Oscar. All the way across. And as you see, I have like a whole little ball of yarn because I'm not exactly sure how much scrap yarn this is going to take. But you would do this all the way across and then leave it hanging off of both sides. And then when you're finished, and get your rows all done and you want to take this out, this is obviously too long to just yank. So you're just going to take your knitting needle and you're going to kind of thread it up a little at a time and start pulling it out this way all the way across until your lifeline is out, once you know that you won't need it anymore. And if you do need it, you'll have the opportunity to just rip your rows out and not have to tink them all the way backward, one stitch at a time. So hopefully that helps you. It's just a nice little tool or trick to have, and might save you a little time in the long run.